The purpose of this video is to show you how to fill out a TMS technology violation form. I'm going to go ahead and fill this out as if I were sending one home. So I'm going to put the student's last name, first name, student ID number, grade, the period. So in this case, I'm going to put first period, but just so you know, there are other options besides periods. So it can be lunch, break, and assembling, a passing period, or we have an option for an other, so if it's a different location or time. So with the teacher staff, it's just whoever's filling out the form. What type of technology was it? So in most cases, it's going to be a phone or iPad, but we did include an other just in case, so I'm just going to put phone in this case. Where was it taken? There are multiple locations that you can put. In this case, it was the classroom, but just know that there is gym, quad, MU, library, and an other option if there is a different location than what is seen above. When can it be picked up? So this is really important for the parent because it's going to tell them whether they have to come in after school to pick up the phone or not, or if it's okay with the student to pick it up after school, or can the student pick it up after class. Did include an other on it just because you may want them to pick it up specifically in your classroom or something like that. So the other is there just if you have different directions. So in this case, I'm going to put by the student after class. Teacher notes to the parent. This is just if you want to explain in detail why was it taken away, so that way the parent has a clear idea and can have a better discussion with their student. So I'm going to go ahead and put texting in class. And then if the parent or guardian has any questions, who should they email? Just make sure that you put your work email, so that way if they need to email you, they can do that through your work one and not a personal one. So is this a first, second, or third violation? This just keeps track of how many violations a student is getting, and it's important for data reasons. So in this case, I'm just gonna fill out it was a first violation, but you do have the option of a second, third, or an other if it's more than the third. If it's a third violation and you want to notify admin, there will be a separate form. I will have a video, how-to video on how to fill that out. But just know that is going to be a separate form in order to notify admin of a third violation. So I'm going to go ahead and submit that. Then I'm going to go over to the form responses. And you'll notice that it pulled in Draco Malfoy, and it's going to say his student ID number. It's going to say the timestamp. So it's just pulling all the information that you put in. And then what it's going to do is it's going to use the student ID number in a VLOOKUP to look up the primary parent email and the secondary email as well as the grade. So it's going to pull that in so it can send the emails to those parents. It's going to send it to both emails and file if there are two. If it's just one, it'll just be the one. And then it will send an email to the teacher so that way they can have a receipt for their own records. So in the email itself, I'm going to show you what that looks like. This is the one that would go to the parents. It just gives all the information for what was the technology violation, where did it occur, all the things that they need to know, as well as a little note that just explains why using technology appropriately at school is important to us. So it will be just signed middle school staff, and then it will also be translated automatically into Spanish, so you do not have to worry about that. So if you have a student, parents who speak something other than Spanish and English, I do have the option to add on another language. You just have to let me know. So I'm going ahead and show you the teacher receipt, which looks like this. It's the student technology violation information. It's the same as the other forms I showed you guys how to do. It just has you sent out a violation email on this date, it was for this student, and then it just gives you all the information that you sent to the parent. It's going to show you the primary parent email it was sent to as well as the secondary, and then it's also going to include the current date, so it's just the date that email was sent out. So now I'm going to show you what the data is going to look like on the website that I made. So for those teachers who are concerned with knowing how many violations each student received, there will be a pivot table you will be able to view. It will not have the student first name or last name, but it will have the student ID number, and you'll be able to look up that student ID number and then make sure the grade matches, and it'll tell you how many violations they're getting in each class. So in this case, first period, this student, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, got 3 violations just in first period. So it's going to do that and count it up itself. It's just a value, like it's doing its own math right here. So that will be available for you to look at on the website. So hopefully this helps you with understanding how to fill out a technology violation form. And thank you for listening.